Yo, what is it? You already know what it is, man. This is your boy LeVon, just coming back one more again, man, with your wisdom on Wednesday, you dig? And today's wisdom is seek God's counsel and not man's advice. You feel me? So many times, man, we make the mistake and we err when we seek counsel from man instead of God's counsel, right? And we see success, no matter on what level it is, we think that success can translate to us, or we can use that formula, right, and be successful. But oftentimes is not the case. We fail, right? Because we went off of man's advice instead of seeking God's counsel. So in light of that, Psalms 1:1-3 shares with us whose counsel it is that we should be seeking. So that way we don't end up in utter defeat. You feel me? Many times we try to emulate those that we see are successful, right? We try to take their formula and we try to apply it and in hopes that it'll work for us and we'll be just as, if not more successful, right? And this has worked throughout history, but yet it's still man seeking man's advice, not God's counsel, right? And then, we see these people that are successful and we try to emulate what they do, whether it's their particular program, their particular model, regardless of the area of success, whether it's financial, whether it's parental, whether it's career, whether it's, creative, entertainment, sport, whatever it is. But when we seek man's counsel, we wind up getting ourselves in serious trouble, right? And then we want to turn around and ask ourselves what happened, why it didn't work, whether we're blaming this one or blaming that one, or, just making excuses. And it's not until later we come to realize, you know what? I should have asked God before all of this. All these things could have been avoided if I'd have just sought his counsel instead of man's advice. Why his counsel? Because he's eternal. His wisdom is all-knowing. Instead of man's advice, he's just advising you on what he thinks. He's theorizing. He doesn't have the solid, eternal answers. I've seen it time and time again, right? People doing things and they're asking advice of this one and that one, and yet never once go to God and ask God what he thinks. And then either they fail miserably, or, they may think that they're having some level of success and then all of a sudden everything crashes. But you didn't go to the one who has all the eternal answers, who has the wisdom for your life. See, what they're doing might work for them, but that doesn't mean that's what the Father wants for you. That's why you got to seek his counsel and not those around you, not those that you think are doing well and have the answers. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You have to seek him for yourself, right? You got to take the time out and ask God, is this what you want me to do? This is how you want me to proceed? This is how you want me to move? You lead me and I'll follow. That's got to be our attitude. But we got to stop going to people and asking them what they think and what would they do in the situation. Go to God and ask him, man. He's the one that created, he made you. He knows all things. He knows what's going to happen before they do. These cats out here don't know what's going on for your life. Okay? It's okay to absorb knowledge, but go to God and ask him. Because what you hear and I hear may not always work for you. And matter of fact, if you're not careful, it may be some underhanded, illegal stuff that worked for somebody else that they took a chance on, but yet you're not knowledgeable, not knowing, and you take their advice, and guess what? You get hemmed up. Them cats ain't going to come around to help you. And now you're calling on God and asking him for his advice on what to do now, when you should have did that from the very start. Psalms 1-3 says, Psalms 1:1-3 says that we shouldn't take counsel from the ungodly, right? Those that don't know God, that are not saved, and are not being led by his wisdom, okay? And we shouldn't sit in the place where we can entertain foolish counsel, right? And those that mock God and don't believe God instead of pointing us to him. That's first. Verse 2 says that we ought to delight in him, right? And that we ought to meditate on his word day and night, right? And verse 3 says, because he's going to plant us like a tree by the rivers of water, right? And that our leaves won't wither, right? So when you think about that, if we follow God's counsel, he's going to set us up to where we can flourish. We can prosper, right? We can be fruitful, as it says. Instead of following man's counsel, who, when the winds come and the rain comes, they will leave you every time. They will tell you to do this and do that because they think this is what's best for you, but they didn't create you. They don't know what's best for you. They're theorizing, right? They don't know. So they're giving you advice and not godly counsel. You dig? That's the difference. And one of the main things is, look at their life. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't work for them, what make you think it's going to work for you? You dig? Man, you got to watch who you talk to. You got to watch who's in your circles, because everybody ain't for you, especially if they're not praying for you, you know, and they're not feeding you positivity. Watch who's in your circle, man. Watch who you let around you. And, you know, you can't be around everybody. You can't entertain everything that everybody's talking and you see that everybody's doing. You got to do what God has for you and not doing it everyone else's way. Listen, man, this has been your Wisdom on Wednesday. This is your boy, Levon. Remember, Lumillee, love, uplift, motivate, inspire, learn, laugh, encourage, and enlighten. Okay, Lumillee.com. This is your boy, Levon. And remember, as my good friend, Pastor Sam says in Texas, wake up and realize. Your boy, Levon. I'm out.